Forgot what she sounded like, actually.
I think I said it last week, but the lady, you know how like when I had like my other computer last year, like halfway through it changed the lady on me. This one changed it back to the old one, so I'm getting real nostalgia back.
You've you've come back to the X.
I've come back
It's
to
just,
the the old
oh,
the
have
old
I
lady's
missed
voice is
you?
much better. The old lady's voice is much better, so I'm appreciative to be back.
It feels like home. I was
Actually,
expecting like you'd have some sort of American one.
oh yeah, I know. Well, yeah, I got this
Actually, hang
laptop.
on a second. I guess
Yeah, I got
she's
the
already
laptop.
American.
Yeah, yeah, that too.
She's already American.
Oh, lost the
This is
plot.
what happens when I've been made to record at 11 a.m.
Yeah, it didn't make you record. This is
No, it's
just
my idea, but
this
still, I've
is
made
just
it
the time
myself.
that worked. Yeah, no, that's true.
And everyone should be grateful.
Yeah, no, we're both running off. Well, actually, you had an okay sleep last night, but we're both running off very tiring weekends. And it's what is it? It's Monday for me, Tuesday for you. Footy's around the corner.
I really just can't be bothered.
My the first game, so Sydney Melbourne, kicks off at a whopping 12:10 midnight. Wednesday into Thursday for me.
What are the percentage chances of you staying up for that?
All right. Staying up very low. I will get up for it, but I'll try and sleep before. Like I'll try and get like an hour before because I don't
That's
have
so
class.
worth it. That's well, it's
Oh,
only 2 hours.
yeah, I know. But like I know that it's just gonna kill me. Oh well, it's fine. Figure it out.
I just realised that it is Sydney Melbourne kicking off this opening round.
Gross. Hate it.
James Jordan Cup.
Sick.
Riveting.
I also
Anyway,
realized we haven't even smashed the glass yet.
I know.
Do it.
Speaking of,
That's the play of the game. That is the play of the game.
The impossible angle, and he puts it through importantly.
Danger, 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 danger. Butler, 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 Butler. Get around him. Get around him.
Edge of the seat.
it's episode 2 of 2024. We're back, Jared. I mean, we're back. Footy's back. Woo!
Footy is back. I heard the term footy's back too many times in Vegas this weekend, and I was like, it's not real footy though, is it? It's not
No,
my
it's not.
footy.
Not really footy for you. That's not footy.
It's not my footy. Oh well.
Forward pass is back. I don't know. What would they say in NRL terms?
They just said footy's back, and I was like, it's not the same
When do they
though.
kick it?
Where do they kick it, or when do they kick it? Did you say?
Yeah, where, when, how, why?
They do kick the ball, but like
If it like
not as
you're
often
the
as we.
expert now.
Oh yeah, the expert.
Yeah.
They kick it just not as often as we do, but I think they shouldn't call it footy personally. I think they should call it rugby league, which is what it is. Anyway,
Rugby's back.
yeah.
Real manly rugby's back.
To be fair, I was like when I was watching it, I was like, Jesus Christ, I could not play it.
Oh, we've been through our fair share of injuries, and I'm telling you now, I could take one tackle, one hit, and both collarbones are going this time, I reckon.
Oh, horrendous! Like, would not even stand a chance. Ah,
No, my play is first minute, I'm not getting tackled. I'm just throwing the biggest elbow at some little fuckwit and getting thrown
yeah.
in the sin bin. I'm getting paid for the sin bin.
I saw there was an article that an American was writing, and they were doing like a live blog of the game, and they'd never watched the game before, and they had no idea what was going on. And there's a thing where it's like it was like a line where it was like this guy's bleeding, and 3 minutes later this guy's bleeding, but they're just going to stay on the ground and keep going while they're bleeding, and they're like, "What is happening?"
What's going on, man? There's no
So,
blood rule.
mm-mm. Unless it's literally like profusely bleeding. If they've just got like a line, they're like, "Nah, man, we'll be right." Just run it out there.
I reckon a few of them would have a couple of lines. Anyway, how you doing, mate?
Great. What we did realize last time, like the second we ended the call, was that we forgot to go through everyone's bold predictions. So we're gonna do that now, I think.
Yeah, we are, and I'm not too happy about it. Let's be honest. I've spent a week trying to figure out why we did this, and not why we did the question, why we forgot it. But anyway, have you got the
Oh, well,
questions up?
I do. So we said, let us know your biggest and boldest predictions for 2024. We'll start with Cal Cummins, who is currently sitting across the hall from me. Basically see his door from my hallway. Um, he said one team will have 5 All-Australians. Any other year, I would have said Melbourne, but I don't know, maybe still. But that's not a bad shout. One team will have 5 All-Australians.
Yeah, you could probably look at a Brisbane
Yeah,
or
that's true.
obviously a Collingwood. Uh, well, Port had 3 last year, so added 2 extra. I
just
don't
just
know.
the two we find from somewhere.
I could find them. Marshall, if you kick 60 goals, I said last week. Um, Boak, honorary sub, All Australian.
Yeah,
I found him. See,
there you
you know
go.
what? I really liked the Hawthorn fan cast one, which is Lewis and Cholder combined for 75 goals.
Okay, let me. If Lewis and Joel combined for 75 goals, I will buy a Hawthorn jumper and like wear it to a Hawks game in 2025.
That is
And
recorded.
a jumper of Hawthorn Fancast choice. Like they can pick what jumper I buy.
Well, we've got our social content this week. You heard that right, Hawthorn fan cast.
There you go.
Lewis and Cholder, 75. I hope to God they just. You know what, as well.
Honestly,
Actually, you know what? I reckon if they're smart, they pick the 2024 retro Guernsey. They'll pick.
hmm. Yeah,
I
the
reckon
mainly
you
brown one.
have to
Yeah,
get that.
you know
Combine
what?
that with the Saints Stickman one.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, Rocco said Collingwood will drop off, have a bunch of injuries, and miss top 8. I do not see that happening, but I like your enthusiasm.
On behalf of everyone that isn't a Collingwood fan, we hope so.
Yeah, I like it. Maybe not the injuries thing. Like I don't wish injuries on people, but I mean missing the top 8 would be nice. That'd be cool.
Just some sort of corruption or something where they lose
Yeah.
points. Like
Have
an Everton situation.
the Dogs Premiership hangover where all of a sudden they just didn't know how to play football.
Oh, yeah, that or Hawthorn 2009.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just have a Matthew Law steam through Jordan De Goey or something.
Yeah.
This one's from Nicholas. I don't think this is a bold prediction because I agree with it, and I do apologize sincerely, but Saints will miss the 8.
Yeah, that one sucks, hey. That one stinks. That's definitely
You
not a
know
bold
what?
prediction, Nicholas. You're siding with the majority of football fans.
Signing with the majority of people that have a genuine sense of what football is. But after what I saw in the Pracky game,
Pre-season premiers, baby. Shout out AFL Central. The Saints have done it again. 2004 Wizard Cup, 2008 NAB Cup, 2024 unnamed premiership.
the Amy Community Series Cup.
The AV Community Series plus Match Simulation Cup.
I tell you what, looking at it, even though the Saints were pretty good, the fact that North still got within 3 goals after Jimmy Webster decided to put Jai Simpkin inside wherever they were playing.
RCA Buck.
Yeah, well, he's deep in there now. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really want to talk about it because it's been talked about enough, but
Yeah.
well,
I've like not posted about it. Like I was going to, but I didn't want to get into fights with other Saints fans because I know that I would have gotten into fights with other Saints fans. But like, God, if he doesn't get like 8, like fucking Jesus, he'll definitely get 6 plus. Like guaranteed, he'll get 6 plus. I think it should be 8. 10 maybe a bit too far because that's like reserved for literally king hitting someone. But like 8, I think is probably surprised because Jimmy.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it because it was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It was so dumb.
it was just like, yeah, I love the comment simply like it's pre-season.
Preseason and like a week after Sandpaper got in so much hot water for a bump that's less bad. Like, yeah, okay.
Poor my pair fans out there, just chiming in where they could here. It was just
Yeah.
phenomenal. They had their 2 cents.
I
Oh,
was so
Sal
ready
Pepper's
for
got 4. He's getting 12. Like
it.
just I was just so happy just scrolling through and seeing, yeah, yeah,
I could
there it
see
is.
the fans fucking rolling in it. They were like, "Oh, here we go."
We've got our meat early, lads.
I tell you what, though, if Jimmy gets like 5 or 4, the
Oh, I'll tell
fucking
you what,
VFL bias will be fucking all over fucking South Australian football Twitter.
if he gets 6 or less, I'm
Yeah,
telling you now, there's
people are
going to
gonna
be a
be
capital lettered tweet coming from me that's going to
people.
probably jeopardize everything I stand for. But I
Fucking
don't
VFL
care.
rules.
Oh, there'll be words in there that you wouldn't see in a dictionary.
Oh yeah. Anyway,
But
speaking of
anyway,
pair,
positivity.
speaking of pair fans, Renee, Port Adelaide will beat Collingwood at the Chi and at Adelaide Oval.
Do we play them twice? Unless she means like we'll play on grand final day and win the flag, then I'm all for it. But we don't play them at the Adelaide Oval, I don't think.
That's very unfortunate.
Unless we play ourselves in prison bars, which technically is Collingwood anyway, apparently. So interesting. That is a really bold prediction considering we don't play them. That's what we're looking for.
That's
That's
the
what we
tough.
wanted.
That's the tough one we're after. Last one, Stickman thoughts. I'm wondering if this is a Saints fan. I don't think so. No, Port Adelaide fan. Don't worry about it. And Richmond make top 8 and Dusty finishes top 5 in the Brownlow. I don't mind the Dusty call.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen, but I still think that Dusty is like one of the best players in the comp because like you can put him basically anywhere on the field and he will fuck shit up like straight
I
away.
agree. He's not done.
He's a freak. He's a freak of football.
His second half of last year was quite extraordinary, to be honest.
He averaged like 20. He averaged like 25 in a goal for like a while, like or like
Yeah.
20 in a goal for a really long time. And it's like, dude, like he's so good.
I love it.
Uh, very
Sick
good.
man, by the way. Great game.
Yeah. Stick cricket. Stick cricket Super League.
Oh boy, PTSD. That app is still on my phone.
Coming back. I actually played it the other day.
It just off topic, but like in contrast to stick cricket, I watched the European Cricket League last night. So we were doing AFL drafts, my fourth one. I don't want to talk about that, but
Mhm.
we were watching the European League. This bloke was bowling on a concrete pitch with a turf top, and he was bowling half tracker backyard cricket spec. And the bloke batting was absolute. They got 88 inside 4 overs. It was stick cricket worthy.
Murdered him.
Anyway, I
Short
thought I'd
boundary.
mention that,
Short
considering.
boundary. Stick cricket.
Yep. Anyway, I've thrown all momentum out of this. But anyway, um, what we're gonna do? Oh yeah, let's do your little NRL trip because I wanted to tie it in
That's fair.
because I asked the question the other day, and then you said to me as well that like you think Footy should do it, even though Port did it in China and everyone laughed at us.
But it's Saints. Smacked us over there.
Yeah, it was a good day that one.
Yeah.
Very good day. Gold Coast twice.
Mhm.
There's been games in New Zealand.
That was also us and Brisbane.
Pretty sure there's been 6 games for premiership points. I'm pretty sure outside of
What, 3
Australia.
China, 3 New Zealand? Is that right?
Yeah. So I was like, well, where else should we go?
I mean, I did say the other day, like the whole thing with the rugby, I don't think they're going to get a very good TV audience, and I don't think they're going to get like a TV deal out of it. And like, I they want to do that, but I don't think that's it. I think it's going to work though, because so many Aussies traveled over. There was like 20,000 Australians there. And like, I think it's just like a really cool vibe of like, you don't have to have a good TV audience, but like having 20,000 Australians travel to a different country and like take over for a while is a really cool thing to do. And like, I was at the very end of the night, I was getting in an Uber, and my Uber driver was like, "You're the third Australian I've had in a row." And I was like, there is a lot of us around tonight. If you're ever going to meet an Australian, tonight's the night. So I think like that idea of it, like they have their magic round where we have gather around. The idea of a group of fans traveling somewhere is a really cool thing. So don't worry about the TV rights too much. That's whatever. That's secondary. I think just have fun. Just have fun with it. Go to Vegas. It was cool.
I like it. I really
Yeah.
liked it. I don't know why, but I liked it. And then I was like, well, I don't know you could do it with us because there's so many, like they only had the four teams. We'd have to have what, eight at
Yeah.
least
Probably
travel,
four
and you'd
games.
need
We
more
have to
than
do
one
it.
stadium.
We have to do it, or like do it over 2 nights, do like a Friday and a Saturday, something like that. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Not until you start thinking about it, it becomes a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, I know, but the idea of it's cool.
Like you look at some of the exhibition games over the years, they haven't been for points, but like there was a game in Abu Dhabi that was Adelaide Collingwood.
Yeah,
There's been two games played in London. One was Port Dogs and one was Port. I think both of them actually were Port Dogs. There were obviously China. I think there's New York was maybe one. I'm not sure if somewhere else. Um, but I just think that like if we took our game over, it'd be fucking unreal.
it'd be pretty fun. And like, we stole Magic Round from the NRL and made it gather round. So why don't we just steal this? Why don't we just,
We just
why don't we
make
just
it better.
yeah, why don't we just do it again? You could even do like, you could do it like middle of the year. Like, if you didn't want to send everyone over, like you could do one of the buy rounds or whatever, and like just have a few teams go. I don't know, just something that way, I suppose.
Yeah. Or just keep it here because it's our game and we get enough money here anyway.
That is also true.
Like, just not to break. Actually, I really like. So I can't remember who said it to me. But like, someone said simply, the best part about our game is like everyone has, everyone will look over at the NFL. Everyone will look over at, like European soccer and all that. AFL's here. AFL's us.
Yeah,
AFL's ours. We own it.
exactly.
We get to go through all the pain and happiness
All
every
by
year,
ourselves.
all by ourselves.
Very hard to
Their rates go so up.
It's very hard to explain Australian football to people here because they immediately just go rugby, and I'm like, no, and they're like soccer, and I'm like, no, it's neither.
Handball.
Yeah, so I just give up. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, it's rugby. Sure, just that'll work.
It's it's rugby.
That's all you need to know. It's fine.
Which brings me to the attention of opening round,
Mm.
which is
Yes.
like, you know, stupid. It's the worst idea that the AFL's had.
It's really bad. I hope they don't do it again next year. But
Why would you try and combat the NFL, the NRL, and it's still happening a week before, you know,
yeah, they said they were trying to do it to take the attention when the NRL's away, and then they're going to do it when the NRL's back. Like, and like
but
two of
like,
the games are being played like 19 minutes away from NRL games.
yeah, just like, what are you doing? Especially the
Uh,
Gold Coast, like of all places,
Gold
you're
Coast,
just not
fuck,
going to tap into that market.
Gold Coast, Richmond, man. Like,
Mm.
Jesus.
Yeah, look. Actually, to be fair, it's got the conversation of like, footy fans are just thinking, oh, maybe I'll travel up. My mate
Mm.
at footy training the other day was this, he said he had got maps up and thought, well, I could drive from my house to Gold Coast and it would take 23 hours. I was like, you're going to drive 23 hours for a 10-goal loss? Like, are we really getting to that point?
Not worth it. It was like when Gathering was on, and it was like Saints Collingwood. And at the start of the year, that looked really bad for us. It ended up being okay, but like I was fully committed to rock up to Adelaide and watch us lose by 8 goals. But it was like, yeah, it's fun,
We lost by one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh well, It's
He
fine.
got pissed doing it.
So
Yeah, look, I don't want to talk about the drunkenness of that. That was not a
you have to.
time.
You're doing another gather round, so
Yeah, actually, I didn't get tickets to anything other than the Port game.
there you go.
So, not by choice, just by the fact one, I missed out, and two, we've got a trial match on the Saturday.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna be a bit cooked.
So, I'm going to be cooked from the Friday night because Port play the Friday, and then the Saturday is the trial match. So, it's just going to be, and it's like an hour away, the trial match. So, they're like, oh, no, we'll play it early. So, like 11:30, I think, start time. They're like, we'll play it early so everyone could travel back and get to gather around for the two games at night. And I'm just like, we play a game of football for 2 hours. I'm going to travel an hour back. By the time I'm back, it's
It's all footy
no,
down. I don't want to do football anymore.
I hate football. Don't football me.
No.
Yeah. No, opening round. So we obviously, as you said, you kick off with Sydney, North Melbourne. Actually, where is the fixture? I haven't even looked at it. This is how much I care about footy at the moment.
I haven't even seen what it is. Sydney Melbourne kicks it off. And then I think it's Carlton Brisbane the day after, maybe. And then
Yep,
it'll be
Friday night.
Richmond Gold Coast and then Collingwood GWS. Or the other way
Very
around.
interesting. Giant Stadium, Heritage Bank Stadium, Gabba, and the SCG.
CG, the worst broadcasting football ground in the world.
Yeah,
I
it's
hate
bad.
that. I hate the SCG camera angle more than I hate anything in the world. I like being there. Being there's cool. The SCG camera angle is dreadful. I don't like it. It's too low to the ground, and
Yeah.
they have weird camera angles, and it's just annoying.
Now I reckon I could top you. I
Hmm.
reckon TIO Stadium in Darwin. Because you know
That
how
is,
you have,
that is very
you know
low.
how that, like as soon as it comes to the closer wing on the broadcast side, and they've got to literally tip the camera over the thing just to get the bottom half of the
Yeah, okay.
that
That's
to me is probably one. I think Cairns is almost around that mark as
yeah.
well. I
Of
know
like
they're sitting on a steel top, but like
yeah. Of like the home like the stadiums that get used frequently, like once every 2 rounds. That's the worst one. I hate it. It annoys me. I also hate watching Marvel games when the roof's open, which never happens anymore anyway. But like when Marvel games when the roof's open, you can't see half the screen half the time. It's fine.
are we going to rank stadiums in terms of broadcast?
I
Or we
mean,
just come up with this idea on the spot?
covered a lot of them. But yeah, no, that's fine.
Adelaide Oval, the MCG, Optus.
I still think MCG is probably the best
Yeah, but
broadcast.
that's just like every other opinion from a Victorian. It's just Vic bias all the time. Vic bias when it comes to how the MCG is. Vic bias when it comes to suspensions. Vic bias in terms of round
That
one
hasn't even
doesn't.
happened yet, the suspension thing, and
I,
you're already got a big fight.
yeah, I'm just preparing myself.
You're getting the video ready.
Vic
Get
bias
the
because
video ready.
time zones exist. God's sake, man. Just a little insight. I
Yeah.
messaged Jared before. I was like, oh, we're going to start just a bit earlier. That's fine. No worries. Got confused because he thought it was Victorian time and not Adelaide time. When clearly I live in Adelaide.
And I ended up
So,
being 15 minutes early. So how bad? I
and you end up
thought
being
I
15
was
minutes
15
early.
late. I thought I was 15 late. I was 15 early. So
Maybe I'm going
we're
to do
all
that from now on.
yeah.
I'll just lie to you.
No, I'm pretty good with times. It was just like I didn't see the 45 one. And I was like, shit, like my bad. Like I didn't see this. And then and then as soon as I pressed send, I was like, oh fuck. It's not even like 10:30 there. I was like, shit.
It's just
Oh,
making me coffee. Just like on the Perth thing, because obviously it was at the Elimination Chamber. We talk about like NRL going to a different place and then WWE coming to Perth.
yes.
Going to Optus for the first time and seeing it not in a spec for footy, that stadium is phenomenal.
Gorgeous. I really want to go. I'm
It
very,
is
very
sensational.
Mm.
The walk there, like over the Swan Bridge, they don't call it the Swan Bridge, but it's like two swans coming together in a weird marriageable way.
Yep.
And then walking over, then it's quite flat. So you know how it looks pretty big and bulky, like it would be MCG spec? It's quite flat.
Yeah.
And then you just walk in, it's lit up, Optus Stadium signs everywhere. It's just aesthetically pleasing is how I'd put
Yeah,
it.
understandable.
So
I'm very jealous that I wasn't there, but yeah.
it's top three.
Yeah, again, like I said, I haven't even been there, and I probably would have also been there. Like I love the MCG, I love the Adelaide Oval. They're my two favorites to like watch games at, and then Optus, if I go, will probably be the next. Like I like the SCG. I like how open the SCG is, so that one's kind of cool. But yeah, like if I'm sure if I went to Optus, I'd be like these rules. Like this is really cool.
Yeah, cheap beers, like $11 compared to other places, which are like 13,
17.
17.
Fuck that.
Walking back with two trays instead of one.
Fucking awful. Oh boy.
Anyway, opening round.
Yes.
We're finally there. Sydney, Melbourne. Look, I don't know what to make of these two.
Yeah. I think Sydney's going to be pretty good. Melbourne, I have no idea, but I think Sydney will be pretty good.
Yeah, I like. I don't, a lot of people actually tipping for the flag,
Hmm.
and I
Yeah.
was like,
Give it one
hmm.
more. Give it maybe one more, and then I'll think about it. I think I
Well,
need
if
to
they,
see. Yeah, you go.
I was gonna say like if they start 6-0, then I'm on the train.
Well, then, yeah, obviously. I think I need to see like one more good year out of Chad Warner. I think Errol Gordon's pretty much proved himself as there. I think I need to see one really solid year out of Chad Warner, and I'll be more on it. I also think they need a forward line, like a more impactful forward line. Like Logan McDonald's got to start doing things, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you can't have McDonald and Heaney. That's why I think they'll play Laddams
Hardy.
and yeah, that's true. McLean.
Okay.
That's all.
Bold of
I think they'll play
you to say.
Grundy. Hey,
Bold of you to assume Hayden McLean's going to be in the best 23.
we were talking about bold predictions before. All Australian,
Oh yeah.
VFL. Like I think, I think they'll play Laddams and Grundy together to combat that. Because like they actually looked quite good the other day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think they'll combat that. But then you look at Melbourne, and it's just like I don't know.
That's
I
the issue
did,
with
I did before you say what you're gonna say. Josh Sharkey played another game.
he did. He did play a game. He kicked a goal, I saw,
Mm-hmm.
which was impressive.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, hasn't done that in a while. So
Mm-hmm.
that's cool. And he might actually be in with a chance. I think Petty's still a bit questionable. So I think he may make it straight away. Round one.
Yeah. So petty of you to assume Josh Sharkey wouldn't play a game this year,
The first one of the year, ladies and gentlemen. I'm surprised
eh?
it didn't happen in the first episode. Surprised it didn't happen in the first episode, if I'm honest. That's the first one of the year. And probably the second or third time I reckon Petty's been used in a fight.
Oh, how sweet it is. How Jordan sweet it is.
Okay. Getting worse.
Yeah. Anyway, just wanted to point out that at the top of my bold predictions list was that Josh Sharkey will play a game this year. Just, just right there. Anyway, um, yeah. You want to say out something about Melbourne?
Um, no. Yeah, they're whatever. Like their personnel is really good, but like I said, if they get one injury, they're a bit cooked.
Look, I think personality-wise, they're a bit rogue, going
They're
by
a
a
bit
few.
fucking crazy.
I mean, it's a
That's
bit fucking left field. You know what I mean?
oh
Clayton
well.
Oliver's going to be playing.
I mean that look. I think Clayton Oliver could like not train for like 15 weeks and still probably get out there and get 30 and 10 clearances. Like that's the thing
Big.
that he does. Yeah, it's just the thing he does though. Like he's one of those very naturally gifted footballers where he doesn't have to train. He
Mm.
can just play very good football.
What that
are we-
must be like.
oh, I know. Are we doing tips straight away, or are we gonna wait and do our tips at the end?
No, we'll go through each one. Just do a tips then.
All right. I think
But who are you tipping?
I think Sydney's gonna win. Um, and I'm gonna pick by like 13. I'd say.
Yeah, don't mind that. Unlucky 13. I'm also tipping Sydney, and I think they'll win by 20.
No.
SCG spec.
Yeah, pretty much.
Grundy.
That's about it.
Grundy.
Yeah.
Grundy's going to win it for them. Probably
Mhm.
not. But anyway, Brisbane Carlton. The funny thing about this is Brisbane looks so sound, and Carlton just look like they're already falling apart. Yet for
Backline.
some reason, I think they're just going to go up there and beat the Lions.
Really? See,
Yeah.
firstly, before we get into this, right?
Yeah.
I got a lot of shit. I got a lot of shit about Sam Walsh. Like I copped a lot of Sam Walsh flack in the last week and a bit.
Did
And
you?
look who is playing round one.
Hey, he's not even playing till round 3, apparently. Vindication. That's just
If Sam Walsh plays like under 12 games this year, I will fucking go on the biggest victory lap of my life. Just I will be going around with all my receipts, being like, right, you said he was gonna be good, and you said he was gonna be good.
Carlton missed the 8 and everything's just falling apart, and you're just running victory
I'm
laps
sitting
around
there just fucking
Icon Park, and there's just a picture of you in the grandstand with a sign saying "I told you so."
Well, no, like in actual seriousness, their backline is fucked with that we're doing. They're so bad. They look so shaky coming out of the backline. Like I think literally forward of center, they're so fine. Like they're literally perfect. It's just their backline without Wiedering. Marchbank isn't going to be there. They are shaky at best. So
They don't have Jack Martin either.
yeah, Jack Martin's gone. Walsh will be gone. And Jesse Motlop is also gone.
Jesus,
So they got ravaged by injuries in like 3 weeks.
I've changed my tip.
Yeah, like they have 5 outs this week, which is tough. So I'm going to tip Brisbane, because it's at the Gabba and they don't really lose at the Gabba. So
No, but I did, and I. It's been a lot. I've been doing a bit of roaming about on the socials, just saying I like to get other teams' opinions on their own teams. I don't know why. It's just amusing sometimes, but also quite interesting. So looking about, and obviously Carlton are pretty heavily influenced around social media and being pretty much near a part of it. You do see a lot of things, and there's already calls for positivity.
yeah.
And I'm just like, you haven't played an opening round yet, let alone round one.
I know people are like, there is already a lot of one. There's like both ends of the spectrum. There's a lot of people already dooming their season, like Carlton fans being like, "Oh, we're screwed," and then there's a lot of people on the other side being like, "Let's just be positive." And it's like, how about you all shut up and just let the first round go, and then once the first round plays, then you can start making decisions. Like it's fine. You'll be okay.
I just, yeah. And there's a lot of prelim talk, like bringing up the past.
Bring it up,
And
prelims.
look, I know it's your first rodeo from a prelim. We've all been there, all right? It's definitely a long way back, and I understand. But my advice for a 3-time losing prelim finalist:
Don't get your hopes up.
don't get your hopes up, don't bring it up, and just look forward. That is my advice. And that's
You
my
never
advice,
know.
not only to anyone that lost a prelim last year, just relax. It's okay. It's all going to
Because
be
there's a
fine.
very good chance that you lose another prelim the year after.
It happens. Life goes on. It doesn't change. You don't move. It all happens.
Oh dear. Anyway,
It's
Brisbane.
really weird calling myself a 3-time prelim
Three-time
finalist
prelim
loser.
loser.
Oh, there's so many heartbreaks.
Oh,
You're not a real team till you go out in straight sets.
yeah. I mean, look, I I like to think my heartbreak comes from the fact that I was my team was in 3 grand finals in 2 years and lost all of them and did not win one, which is almost impossible. Not many teams could say that they were in 3 grand finals in 2 years and still managed to not win one.
I
So
think there's one, to be honest.
I think it's us. So tough. Uh, great.
Brisbane,
And we lost in the year before that too. So
a
cool.
few years before that as well. Just
Yeah. Yeah. Look, we don't need to go
happy
back
tw
and think it.
happy 20-year anniversary, bro.
I appreciate that. I was 2 at the time. It's fine. I haven't got a lot of emotional heartbreak attached to that one yet.
No, but you still had a lot of tears. You would too.
Yeah, that's also true. Wait till 2029. That's when it gets sad.
A little reminder on your phone. I'll pop up. Hey, bro.
Of course. Of course.
How you coping today? Anyway, I'm tipping the Lions by 15.
Yeah, I'm going Lions by 32.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Who's next? GW, not GWS, Gold Coast, Richmond, which is just it's the game of the round where they simply said, right, we're going to hit the quota of playing in Gold Coast.
Mhm.
Guess what? Who we've got? The Suns.
Yeah, I
And
I have
who
zero
would have
opinions
thought?
on it. I have zero opinions about anything at this match. All I know is the Gold Coast were pretty shit in the preseason. Richmond were okay, and I'm still gonna tip Gold Coast. So
Yeah, because it's
there
at
you
the
go.
Gold Coast.
Yeah, and I think they're better than what their preseason form was. So I'm gonna tip Gold Coast by like 9.
Gee, a lot of pressure on. Imagine
Yeah.
like you Dimmer Hardwick. You come in from your old club to the new club. You took a 6 month break. You've come back. All the pressure's on you to finally make this team a finalist, and you lose
Hmm.
round one to your old team.
That would that'd suck. There'll be a few Richmond fans. Like I know most Richmond fans are like, it's cool. Like that's fine. Like he gave us a lot for the club. That's cool. But there'll be a few Richmond fans out there that will give it to him if the Tigers win.
Oh, look, nah, I think they'll all do it.
Yeah, that's fair.
They all got to do it. I'd do it if Ken went off,
Thanks
had a
for
six
everything,
month
Dim. I'll
break.
be good.
Actually, to be fair, I couldn't thank Ken for anything. Thanks for a three-time prelim finalist loser.
Thanks for 3 prelim losses. Yeah.
I'm going to tip the Tigers.
Yeah, okay. That's fair
I
enough.
like it. I really like the narrative of them winning.
Again, and like there will be one upset of the bunch. And it wouldn't surprise me if the Tigers were that team.
I just realized we're doing margins for all games, but that's fine. We're going to do that. I'm tipping the Tigers by 9.
But yeah, I think I said Gold Coast by 9, so that works.
Oh, look at us matching. Final game, GWS Collingwood.
Somehow the
Prelim
most
final
exciting one.
rematch.
Somehow the most exciting one of the lot, which is very funny. Um, this is gonna be a really funny game. I think Mason Cox might hit someone.
Really just don't like him.
I don't mind him. He's all right.
Really just, I don't know what it is. Just
It's
something about him.
The American. That's what it is.
Yeah. Look, I didn't want to say it.
I've dealt with a lot of Americans in the last 2 months. It's the American.
Just yeah.
Uh,
Look, as much as the pies probably look good, they sound good, look good on paper, look good to the eye. The narrative of them losing not only the first game of the year, but opening round entices me a little bit.
so I think on PointsBet maybe the Giants are favorites, which is
Yeah,
weird.
favorites on Sportsbet as well, $1.67.
Weird, right? Like I've okay, maybe I'm out, maybe I'm really out of the loop. Like I am a little bit out of the loop with footy at the minute. But I was like, they are the reigning premiers, Collingwood, and I think they've only gotten better. Like,
Well, this is the thing. Like, is the only thing with GWS for me is do they back it up?
yeah.
Do they? Because we've seen a lot of teams that have their great year and then they drop back down. Like we saw Freo do it. We've seen countless amount of other teams do it. There's only the rare occasion where a team goes from literally bottom or near bottom. Well, they were never really bottom actually. They were just having a terrible first half of the year and just came back and
Yeah.
played pretty well. So are they that team? Are they going to do? And I can only think of recent memory, but like Collingwood from bottom to top, are they going to do Port Adelaide, Ken Hinkley, 2012 Dire Straits within 2 years back at a prelim? I love Adam Kingsley.
Hmm.
I think he's great. They look good. Like I think Daniels, Bedford, Hogan. That is a fucking serious forward
It's a
line.
pretty cool forward line. It's a pretty cool forward line. And like they have a lot of moving parts that like you kind of just don't know what to expect. Like you never know if Jesse Hogan's going to be the main focal point. You never know if he's going to kick 9. Or, like they've just got a bunch of random stuff and they all do their roles really well. Brent Daniels knows he's a very good pressure forward, so he does that role well. Toby Bedford is one of my favorite players in the AFL. He's just really
Yeah.
fun. So yeah, I'm still gonna tip Collingwood, but this could be like like it could like last year, the second game of the year, Collingwood Geelong was still one of the best games of the year. I think it's going to be kind of like that fourth game of the year, opening round, and it's going to by the end of it could very well be one of the best games of the year. Like we'll have to see.
Yeah, I think so.
The Pies love a close finish.
I'm sick of that. It's like watching the same, it's like a movie series,
You know
same
what's coming.
character.
You know what's coming, but you just keep going with it. I'm going to say Collingwood by 4. That's my tip.
I'm going GWS by 10
There we go.
in a close one,
Mm-hmm.
which means the opening round is ticked off. So Sydney, Brisbane, Suns, Tigers, Collingwood, GWS. We're all tipping pretty random.
Split it up.
We're gonna do a challenge this year.
Yes, our tipping comp challenge, our beer comp.
Did we end up doing the punishment? Yeah, I guess we did. Did go out in December. That was, yeah. There you go. That counts.
Yeah, there we
Didn't
go.
really get you. We got a carton.
We did get a carton and absolutely fucking polished it in about a day. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we did. Yeah. What do you want to do for a challenge?
I mean, we could stick with the same thing, but maybe this time, instead of like adding up the rounds, we'll do it just based on like tips. And then it's like the margin in between our tips at the end. Like it's not like winning a round. It's just like the margin at the end, in between our tips at the end of the year is how many beers you buy the other person.
Yeah, like that.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
We got
Does that mean I have to come back in December?
it. Just don't lose.
That's actually not a bad idea. Depending on financials, we at the end of the year, one travels to one or one travels to the other, and we've got to do that challenge.
Sorted.
Just write down the fine print. Just give me a second.
Yes.
That's terms and conditions apply. Right, that's opening round. That's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. But for some reason, the game last week, like watching Port Freo, was just, and I was on a pub crawl, so maybe it was just me being half hammered at that point. But looking at the screen, watching the boys run around was just like, all right, I've got the feel for it now.
Yeah, see, like I've struggled a lot to get into it here, and like because I'm not in like the news like cycle as much here, it's like a lot harder, and I can't watch as many of the games. But at the rugby league the other day, I had the Saints game up on my laptop, and like seeing there's always something with me, like seeing the Saints run out at Moorabbin, and we had the red shorts on, which I fucking love in our stickman jumpers. Seeing seeing footy being played, like Machito Allen's kicking goals, Max King kicking goals, I'm like, yeah, footy's back. I'm like, it's alive and well. So I'm excited. I have no idea how much footy I'm going to be able to watch, but I will try my hardest.
Yeah, footy being back's real good. Footy being back's kind of sexy.
I just fucking saw the gears turn, and I was like, there it is.
Speaking of sexy, it's back for 2024.
It is.
Stupid, sexy. We actually have to change the name because we're not doing players anymore. We're just doing random, stupid, sexy. So this
Global.
is just global sexiness, global stupid sexiness. Just roll the clip.
Stupid sexy.
Righto, Jared, your first stupid sexy of 2024. Who was it?
I had two in
What
my
is
head
it?
before the start of this. I had two in my head before the start of this, and I was like, which one is going to get me in more trouble? So
That's never a good sign.
yeah, terrible sign. We have steered clear of women on this show for as long as we've done it. But it would be remiss of me to not include Sydney Sweeney in one of these segments at some point in my life. Because we all saw Saturday Night Live. We all saw it. I'm not even going to get into detail with this because I will actually get in trouble. So I'm just going to have it as Sydney Sweeney, and we all know why. And I'll leave it at that.
I have no further comment on that situation.
Yeah, thank you. and yours. So
Yeah. Look, I'm going to stick, unfortunately, I can't believe I'm going to say this line, but I'm going to stick with the men. Um, uh, just, yeah, that's going to get clipped. Oh, well, doesn't matter. I'm going to stick with it for now.
Yep.
I didn't realize we were going to jump across the other ship, but I do back that Sydney Sweeney vote. We've all seen the movie and all seen Saturday Night Live. So I'm just going to jump back more to a sporting feel and not a feel. At the start of the year, he pretty much blew up the world with his news that he's going to Ferrari, and someone made the graphic. And I've hated this man pretty much his whole career, but as soon as someone comes to Ferrari, I'm all of a sudden in love with them.
Biggest fan.
Drive to Survive has been great. We've all seen it. It's a great show. But Lewis Hamilton announcing that he is joining Ferrari next year just, I think, made all Italians and all Ferrari fans a little bit firmer in the pizza pocket. And the best part about that pun is the pizza pocket, because it's in the pockets of pizza. I don't have to explain it, but
But it's
the
good.
pepperoni was sliced. Did I go too far? Probably. Doesn't matter. Lewis Hamilton joining Ferrari is fantastic, and it's sexy. Him in red for some reason.
It's just
So
nice.
that's my stupid sexy of the week. Vastly different.
Very different. We've got real different ends. Real different ends this week.
I didn't. Yeah. So in 2 weeks' time, when we come back, I'll have something. I didn't realize we were going to go women. So
I just made the decision. I was like, it would be silly of me not to. Also, because every single woman that I like have ever spoken to also finds her one of the most attractive people on the planet. So it's like that's fine. Like it is a well-known fact. So I think we're safe.
honorable mention then. Now that it's I'm gonna just honorable mention to Bianca Belair.
Yeah, good call.
Just like her at the Elimination Chamber was very good. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Yep, we'll leave it there.
Glad we've covered all bases in this episode. Really, just
We really did it.
as you can tell, we've definitely changed up the scheduling and the structure, and I kind of like it.
It's low key. It's very chill. It's very relaxed.
It's really glass table.
If we miss things, we miss things. It doesn't really matter. We can just do them the next week because that's how we do it.
We don't really care anymore.
No, I mean like
We care about the product, but we don't care.
we don't care like about the structure. We don't need to because it's just vibes.
Really, just thrown me off that. It's just, it's just. There's a lot of gears ticking. Anyway, Jared, it's been a pleasure. Do you want to say anything before we sign off?
To all the fans that are watching that teams are playing this week, good luck. Hope they don't shit the bed. I will be attempting to watch, and praying that it doesn't happen to me the week after. So, very many thanks. I think that's all I got, really.
Yeah, by the time we come back next, it'll be the end of round one. So we'll pretty much cover all the opening rounds and round ones. And we'll probably I guarantee I'll probably be very happy because we play West Coast at 3:30 on a Sunday. So technically for me, that's just like, bye.
We play the Cats at the Cattery, where everyone has written them off already. So that just means they have a bigger chip on the shoulder, and they're probably going to beat us by about 15 goals. So that's cool.
Yeah, and with Riley Bonner on your side, probably 15, 16 goals.
Oh, that's what I forgot. That guy has been excellent. He's been so
It's
good.
because Sinclair isn't playing.
He's
And
been
you
so
played
good.
what? North. Who else did you play?
Essendon.
Garbage. See, Play a real team. Hey, I've watched him for 6. Crumbles under pressure.
Look, I'm sure he does. I have no opinions on Riley Bonner. I'm just saying he had 2 very good games. And I liked it. It was really cool.
I liked it. Yeah, look, I'm just being. There's no offense to Riley Bonner at all. Just good luck, brother. All right.
That's it.
Anyway, it's been a pleasure. And we'll be after round 1, I guess. How should we sign
How
this
did we
off?
sign- I was gonna say, how did we sign this off last time? I think we cut it we just cut it randomly. We could do like The Sopranos, where we could just get like halfway through a sentence and just cut it like halfway.